right. Y'all, I found this lip gloss. I didn't know it was this color, but it's actually really cute. It's called Hourglass. Okay. And it's been keeping my lips nice and moist. I like that. Okay. I think I found it at like Ross or TJ Maxx or something. It may have been Ross, because they're also going out of business. Okay. Not really a lot of deals going on, but I was in there looking. I was trying. I couldn't find much of anything that I actually needed, but I did get some what did I get? I got some lip gloss. I was looking for a car stand holder. Somebody told me I need one of those car holders, but I didn't end up finding one. Let's see how charged my battery is. That's crazy, right? Rich rising. My battery is at 19%. We might have to switch over to the Selly. Switch over to the Selly, but maybe not. All right, so it's at 19%. I guess when they give us the notification for 10%, then we will switch over. We'll switch over. Okay, so rich rising, dear divine, please bless and charge me and collective with the energy to bring a balance to our complete being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Everything that is above is below. Please, emotionally, mentally. That's me. Please block out any interferences, sense of harmony, or the collective. Let me pay attention to what I'm doing, okay? Dear divine, please bless and charge me and the collective with the energy to bring a balance to our complete being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Please block out any interferences. Take them back to the light. Let's alchemize them. All right. Thank you so much. Jama Kali, Jama Durga, and thank you. And bow to Sri Sai. May peace be with all. Okay. All right. So we are going to continue our Durga lessons. I'm super excited. My candle has finished. Look how clear that is. Okay, look how clear that candle is. That's wild business right there, okay? This is what I call a clear candle. Yes, a little smuck and muck or whatever the case is, right? A little smuck or muck, but this was a red candle and it has finished, okay? My candle has finished. This is what I call good candle magic, okay? This is good candle magic. All right. But we are going to start another one. I don't want these tarot cards in my hand. Let's put those there. Okay. And then I got me some puja feet. I ordered these off of a website. They were like $1.99, maybe $4.99. It's okay. It's okay if it didn't look clear. You could remember I said we can do as many baths as we want. You can light as many candles as you want. You can do it again. You feel called to do it again, do it again. And we are going to go over that as well. Because my candle actually probably went out like this morning. It went out this morning. But we're going to go over that particular thing with our vows, okay? All right, so let's get out our handy dandy notebook. And I am actually going to bring out my old notebook as well. going to bring out okay, so let's get our flower. That's the glittery one. This is the solid one. Look, my friend, the one that made me this grimoire, which is like a journal. She made this for me. She even made the paper. I don't know how she made the paper, but she has this, I don't know, like some type of machine that, and she sold it. Y'all see that? I love it. Okay. And then she made me some pins. Y'all see my shiny sunflowers. Okay, she noticed. Those are my favorite. These are like my favorite. Okay. And so, and I love that she did it like turquoise. That's one of, she always asks me what's my favorite color, and she know it's yellow, but she be like, what's your other favorite color? And I'll always say like earth tones. Anything that is like an earth tone is hidden. Okay. So I love this though. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And she told me I can only write positive things in here. So I've only been writing about the Divine Mother in here and her stories. That's all I've been doing, okay? So let's go there. Let's put that pen back. And I want to go get Durga's yantra. Give me 1 second. My Durga's yantra. Let me be a little bit more respectful. So this is the one that I'm actually going to get. Your candle only lasted 3 days. It was some strong energy. Hello, hello, Amazing Grace. Hi, Mercedes. Okay. So this is Mon Durga's yantra, right? I put it in the community tab as well. So we are going to discuss her appearance, right? We are going to discuss hunger. We are going to discuss the shadow. We are going to discuss divine energy, and I want to go as far as forgiveness to number 14. I want to go to number 14. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all who resides in the form of forgiveness. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her, right? I think that's where I want to go based off so I decided that I'm gonna hide anybody from the channel that is just weird. Okay, I'm not gonna put them in timeout because they're just gonna come back later. I'm just gonna block you from the channel all the way. Okay. yeah, like I don't even want to deal with it later. So I'm just gonna like completely block people from the channel later. I mean, just in general, right? So you come on here with that. Trolls gonna troll, yes, but we're not even gonna deal with you later. If you have a weird name, I'm gonna block you all the way off of here too. I don't care. Names are a form of energy, and if it's you got a weird name, I'm gonna block you. Okay? You got a weird name, you got weird energy, you asking me weird questions. Anybody trying to pull on my energy or try to get me to I'm just gonna block you. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So after I finish this, I have like a little treat for y'all. I'm in a very good mood. I'm so happy that I waited till today to do the live instead of doing it yesterday. I am in a very good mood. Like, I went through the car wash, that type of good mood. I went through the car wash, okay? And when I was going through the car wash, the car in front of me, their license plate said 888. When I got out of the car wash, I bust the right, and I was about to go get the tires checked, right? Because my husband just told me that we have insurance on the tires. So I was like, you know what, let me go get the tires checked. But instead, I was like, you know what, let me ride around my neighborhood, okay? Let me just ride around my neighborhood. I just got the car washed. I want them to see the car glistening. Okay, I just felt very good. And I was listening to a religious, I'm gonna say religious, I was listening to a religious podcast about the real form of God, right? About the Puranas. And the Puranas are holy books that is in the Hindu culture. And I believe that there are maybe 8, maybe 12. Let me just actually get the right number. But they were talking about Shiva's Purana and Vishnu's Purana. And I was listening to that. I was listening to it, and they was saying, giving stories about Shiva and Parvati and how they used to shoot dice. You know, like, it's a lot of depictions of them shooting dice. And then one time that Parvati was cheating, and they got to arguing. Like, she was cheating and shooting dice and whatnot, right? And and so they got to talking about how she was cheating and shooting dice, and they got to arguing and whatnot. And she was like, well, you know what, I'm not gonna cook, I'm not gonna do anything, or whatever the case is. And until he could kind of like come down off his high horse, he had to go beg people to like cook for, you know, him and his devotees, because Parvati took care of home, and Shiva have a lot of devotees around him, a lot of, I don't want to say servants, but servants around him. They don't serve him necessarily like, oh, well, let me do this. It's people that actually want to. And Nandi, Nandi, is actually the bull that you usually see next to Shiva. He was a 16-year-old boy who was a devotee of Shiva. And when his dad, what happened was his dad had, this all ties into the Durga today, okay, y'all? His dad was also a devotee of Shiva. And when he found out that his son will not live to be a grand age, right? He asked that his son, okay, so when you pray to God and you do these rituals and you do these, they call it upasanas, right? Sadhanas. When you do these rituals sound like such a bad word when it comes to people that just don't know, right? So when you're constantly in devotion to God, the divine will grant you a boon, B-O-O-N-E, right? They will grant you a boon, because you have to know that being faithful, you're going to get your wish fulfilled, right? But when you're in devotion for so much time, sometimes the only wish that you have is to be with God. That's what true detachment is, right? I'm gonna be real. I'm not there yet. I am not there. I'm working on it. I'm on a daily. I'm working on it, right? Mind, body, and soul. I'm working on it. But I be getting pushed back in. You know, I have these kids. But losing a child physically has really taught me that, and it's crazy because I'm gonna come back to the story, right? I'm gonna come back to the story. Before my son passed, he kept sending me like Avatar the Airbender, right? My sister and my son would send it to me, and the cartoon, and I never watched it. Never watched it, right? Never watched it. A couple days ago, because my father-in-law has been on my mind very heavy, and my son has been on my mind very heavy, and my mother-in-law, her birthday is getting ready to come up. She's been on my mind. And so my ancestors, that my spirit team that I'm very close to, they really been heavy on my heart, right? But I know that love is energy. Love is energy. It's a form of energy. So even if I don't physically have something or someone, the love that they gave me, I still feel it. I'm still going to feel it. I know what true love feels like. Okay? And I am just so grateful for that, right? So back to this. Back to Shiva and poverty, right? So they was arguing, and she had just kind of left the house or whatever the case is. She was like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. I don't care if I was cheating. Now she take accountability, you know, and all that stuff. But he like, no, I'm not gonna let it go. You was over here cheating and da 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 da. It was like, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you gonna be mad at me? This is a game we're playing. Like, it's a game that we're playing, right? And he had to go out and beg for someone to come and serve him, right? Come and serve him and his children, his devotees, and all that good stuff, right? And Dandy is like, I could cook for you. I could, and he's like, no. I can only eat poverty food. I can only eat the food from poverty. I can only eat what she cooks and what she says that I'm allowed to have. I can't take more than what I'm allowed to have. So if she left and she said I ain't gonna eat, she was like, I just want to make sure that y'all eat, right? I just want to make sure that y'all eat, because before poverty was there, Nandi was taking care of Shiva when it was just Shiva by itself. When Shiva first came to Kailash Mountain, it was just Shiva and his devotees. But they always knew that Shakti would be reincarnated. Okay, they knew that Shakti, because Shakti left first. Okay, and they always knew that she would be reincarnated and that he would meet her again. Just didn't know when, where, or whatnot. Right. So at this time, this is the third reincarnation. I'm saying third, but let's just say third reincarnation of Shakti and Shiva's connection, which is poverty, right? Sakti, S-A-T-I, her father was Pajapati, where, you know, she sacrificed her body, and she sacrificed her body because they were disrespecting Shiva. They were disrespecting her man. Okay, and she was like, no, I don't care that you're my father. You have to respect him. Like, this is Shiva. This is a god. This is the destroyer. This is, he has no desires. You think that he wants to be king and that he doesn't respect you. He's just a fair god. He's not going to bow down to you just because you you're my dad. He's not gonna bow. I even have to bow down to him. You get what I'm saying? And so she kind of sacrificed herself and put herself into the fire. Shiva went into a grievance, and he was in meditation for a very long time. Who is he in meditation with? The Divine Mother, Sati, Durga. Okay? He was in meditation with the Divine Mother. And that was the only way that he can see her, was if he was in meditation. We bow down to the Divine Goddess who exists in all, who exists in the form of appearance. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her, right? And so even Shiva, very, and I'm not putting this in terms of ranking, but a very powerful rank God even has to bow down to the Divine Mother in order to see her, right? And in this story of Parvati going after they're playing dice and stuff, in this particular story or whatnot, I dug deeper. And in order for him to get her to come back, he had to go into meditation in order to connect with her, right? So this gives me, you know, the Puranas are lessons that we should even be able to apply them to our everyday life now, right? The Bible. That's why so many people have, they're so against the Bible, is because they don't know how to read it and understand it and then apply it to now, okay? So we'll start with number 10. We bow to the Divine Goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of hunger. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her, right? Who exists in the form of hunger. So I just gave y'all the story about how Parvati left, and it's like, well, who's gonna feed us? How are we gonna eat, right? So there is I was on a fast, right? I was on a fast. This is my fast right here, right? So every Thursday we do some sort of fast, right? And I want to make sure I say this correctly. Not just correctly, but, you know, they have different types of fasts. I was talking to this lady. We bow to the Divine Goddess who exists in the form of hunger. I was talking to this lady, and she was like, I'm doing a Daniel fast, right? And I was like, oh, okay. Bam, we at 10%. Let me go get the charger. We'll come back to the Daniel fast, okay? You're so cute. Comma K. I really, man. I promise y'all, if y'all see how I be having stuff stacked up, there's too much stuff sitting up there on that. Let's use a couple tarot cards too. Look, let's use a couple tarot cards. I know I got an iPad holder, but where is it? Right here in front of you, girl. Right here in front of you. Girl, why you never ready? Well, as long as it took, you better look like Halle Berry. Okay, we're gonna come back to the game real fast. Give me 1 second. I gotta clear this desk. Let's clear the desk real quick. So, I guess I could talk. I was talking to this lady about fasting. I really wasn't talking to her about fasting, but y'all know we serve food at my job. We cook it, then we serve it, right? And so this lady came in. This lady came in, and what you asking, Lori? They are what? It's so crazy because waiting for that 75% discount. Right. Oh, you a little bit behind. You're not live. You can't be live. You talking about 75% discount. You talking about Ross? But so this lady came in, and okay, my dog. Okay, let me not say she came in. She's like one of the employees because she worked there. We don't have like outside people. We don't have like outside people. We don't get different people. It took you to the beginning. We don't get like different people every day or whatever. I see the same people for weeks at a time. Okay. The place that I work at is a healing center, basically. And so and we heal from the kitchen to all day. They have a garden, they have, meditation, yoga, all that stuff, right? Very good place for people getting themselves together. That's all I can say about that. So anywho, so this lady, one of the ladies that worked there, she came in and she was saying, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I'm doing this Daniel fast, right? Now, I asked, what is the fast? I've never heard of a Daniel fast before, right? It's not anything that ever crossed my book, and I just never heard about it, right? And so I asked her, what was it? And she couldn't really tell me. So still to this day, I don't know what it is because I didn't go look it up. It wasn't really any of my business or anything like that. She was like, yeah, my whole church is doing a Daniel fast. But she couldn't tell me why she was fasting, right? And she was like, I'm just so hungry. She was like, it's wearing me out. Now, a lot of the ladies, when they see me, they always ask me, what type of diet are you on? Like, what type of food do you eat? Or whatever the case is. Like, I want to get small like you, or whatever the case is. I always say, like, one, I'm naturally small. Okay, I've always been naturally small. I don't know why, but I am, right? It's just with fruits, and a Daniel fast is just with fruits of water. But who is Daniel? I know there's a Daniel in the Bible, but like I said, I am not familiar with. Let me just look it up. Okay, so Daniel fast is a dietary approach based on the plant-based foods as described in the Bible. It can offer spiritual benefits such as increased connection with God, heightened sensitivity to his voice, and assisting in breaking negative habits. It can also help individuals become reliant on God's strength by acknowledging their own weaknesses. Okay, so according to just Google or whatever the case is. It says getting closer to God, enhancing spiritual sensitivity, breaking negative habits, increase reliance on God's strength, a spiritual exercise. The Daniel fast can be viewed as a spiritual exercise, a way to discipline the body, mind, in order to become more focused on God. It can help individuals develop self-control, discipline, and commitment to spiritual growth. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. More people in the Christian community should do the Daniel fast. Okay, absolutely beautiful. So, but okay. Let me get back to why I was saying this. So, I'm speaking to this lady. Let's say I'm talking to her on Monday, right? I'm talking to her on a Monday. Actually, let's say it's Sunday, because we were talking for a good minute. The biblical story makes more sense. It's just too long for me to type. Okay, I'm gonna look up what the biblical. Well, I'm not gonna look up what the biblical story is. Let me ask who is Daniel. Let me just look up who is Daniel. Oh, a 3-week warning fast. Daniel. Okay, let's pull out the Bible. Let me. Is this the New Testament or the Old Testament? Oh, this is the New and the Old Testament, so it'll be cool. Okay. Where's Daniel at in the Bible? Bam. Thank you. Daniel 1. So Daniel is having dreams and visions up on his head and in his bed. Therefore the king came into my mind upon thy bed, and thou shalt come to pass and reveal secrets known. Okay, so this is where the spiritual awareness is. I'm going to have to read this. That's deep. We don't get too far into the Bible, but I do want to read that. Okay. So I was talking to this lady about about her fast, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, so why did you choose to do it? She was like, well, everybody in my church is doing it. I said, but why did you choose to do it? Right? And she was like, well, you know, I've been having a hard time with my husband. I've been having a hard time with my husband. And she was like, I just feel that by doing this, that it'll give me. She was like, because you know, Alexis, I really respect my husband. I listen to what he got to say, but he ain't always right. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And so, you know, that's man for you, right? That's man for you. They ain't always right, but you just sit there and you listen and you like, okay. Okay, I heard you, baby. I heard you. And sometimes you just gotta show them a different way, but do it in a more respectful way. And so she was kind of, now I don't let people tell me too much about their problems, right? Apollo, come on now, come on, you're doing that thing. So I don't let people tell me too much about their problems or whatever the case is, right? I just kind of like, I don't block it out, right? I don't block it out. Like if they really need me, they really need to talk, I'm gonna listen. And I might give some advice, but I do know that I'm very strong, opinionated, right? And I just been told to be quiet sometimes. And so as she was talking to me, I don't know what it was that I had said to her, but she started crying. And I just I had told her, I said, sometimes we want more and it's not exactly what we need at the moment, right? Sometimes we want more and it's not exactly what we need at the moment. And I'm really talking about fasting. When you do a certain fast, it's almost like y'all ever been fasting and this is like the most hungriest you ever been in your life. I literally was tweeting like that, right? I was like, I've never been this hungry in my life. I'm fasting. But then it's like things start coming to you in a different way of being fed. Okay? Different things start coming to you. So instead of me like going to get something to eat, it would be more so of I am getting fed off of energy. I mean, I was getting so many like downloads and stuff, right? When I be fasting. And ultimately that's what it is. But right before we can eat, right? I don't get the hungriest. I literally like, okay, so I start cooking. Okay, so we fast and we don't eat until sundown, right? On Thursdays, we don't eat until the sun go down, right? And so I start cooking. Well, and then when I cook, because I'm asking for, and I'm not particularly like asking for it out my mouth, but God knows that I love to cook, right? And they know that I'm trying to create something that involves cooking. And so I'm having like these downloads as I'm cooking. By the time the food is done, I'm just like, okay, I'm about to sit here and eat with my family, but I'm really not hungry. I'm really not there. So it's like when you fast, you're supposed to pray more. You're supposed to drink more. Like water. I would say water. Drink more water. Right? But don't have the water running. Don't like have your kitchen water running, your bath water running. We're not being wasteful during the time that we're fasting. So we're not like taking a bath during the time that we're fasting. You should have took a bath in the morning time. You should take a bath at nighttime or whatever, however that goes in your practice, right? And so, but we're not being wasteful. So you're not gonna get a whole bunch of food just because you're hungry and be like, yeah, I'm about to eat this shit soon as I can eat, soon as this fast break, soon as I'm about to eat all this. We're not doing that. You're not even really supposed to be thinking about food, right? And I'm talking to this lady, and I told her, I said, you should fast on your relationship. You should fast about, like, put that in there. Ask for some spiritual enlightenment about your relationship, about you and your husband or whatnot, right? And at that point, I was already picking up on something, and spirit just was like, shh. So let's say that Sunday, I think like Thursday came, and somebody had asked me, another coworker was like, have you seen such and such? I was like, no, I think last I talked to her, she was saying that she might take a couple days off, right? Well, her husband passed away. Her husband had passed away. And I've seen her since. It's been a couple weeks now since the day your fast has passed. It's been a couple weeks. Let's say it's been like 3 weeks now because she took 2 weeks off of work. And again, somebody came to me during that time and was like, have you seen her? Have you talked to her or whatnot? I haven't talked to her, right? I haven't talked to her or anything like that. And I think that I knew that her husband passed away the week that it happened. I think that I knew that. I think I probably had some inkling before. And sometimes we just never know what is going on based off of the things. And I'm not going to say like, oh, it was anything other than health. It was anything other than health, right? Based off of the things that she was saying was that, he too didn't want to fast. He didn't want to fast with her, even though they go to the same church. Oh, he'll get up and go to church, but he don't want to fast with her. He listen. He be all into the church, all in there, and then come home and he won't this, he won't that, he want to eat beef, he want to eat that. She was like, and I'm just not trying to eat like that no more. I want to live a long life. And they're way older than me, right? They way older than me. I'm pushing 40. I'm 38. They're way older than me. Let's say they in their 60s, 70s, maybe 60s. Let's just say 60. And she was like, she don't want to eat like that. She wanted to make some type of sacrifices. And she kind of just wanted him to go with her. And I was like, well, sometimes you just have to, if you're the cook, this is what I cooked. And I'm not cooking anything differently. I'm not cooking anything differently. If you don't want to eat, then you don't want to eat, right? We can argue about it and you will realize that I'm right or whatever the case is later. Now, I think that the fast for her was to bring kind of like an awareness before something happened. Anytime that you are being pushed to fast, there's most likely, like when divine push you into a state of hunger, there's something that you're getting ready to eat. It does not always come in the form of food. But it's like, I'm hungry for something. That's where the Divine Mother is. She exists. She resides in the form of hunger. She resides there. When you're hungry for something, that is where your spiritual enlightenment. You ever just like have a taste for something, but it's like, I can't find exactly what I have a taste for. I haven't ate meat in years, right? I haven't ate meat in years, and I'm like, I am hungry. I don't know what, and y'all heard me on here say this. I don't know what I can eat because I'm a pescatarian. I don't know what I can eat. And I'm like, I really want to lay back on the cheese, not because the cow is so sacred, because they eat cheese, they eat milk. You know, that's from the breast of the cow, right? I'm talking about like the actual meat. I don't want to eat the meat, right? But I was like, I want to lay back on the cheese because I feel like I'm overdoing it. Like I'm taking advantage of it. Everything got cheese in it. I love cheese. Oh, okay, somebody walked past me with some cheese in their hand. I'm like, let me get a piece of that. I don't need it. I don't want it really. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just like overindulging in it. But I know that I am hungry for something. So what came to me was a lesson from, if we take that first sentence, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all. If we take that very first, message, existing in all, give me 1 second. Wow, where you find this at? In the washer. Is it a key?
I don't know. I haven't got that far. I just seen that.
Oh, this is new. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Sorry, you're texting me about attendance. So, been on my son about attendance. They got a lot of substitute teachers and they've been marking him absent. So I'm like, are you in class? Boy is taking pictures of his feet all week. I mean, I have his location. It shows that he ain't in class, but I'm just saying. Hey, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, anywho, clear. All right. So, I forgot what I was saying too. That's crazy. So, oh no. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, right? So, I had to take this as the divine mother is going to come through using multiple people. Okay, multiple people, multiple energies, multiple forms. I think this is my new badge, babe.
Ain't no key.
Yeah, I think this is my new badge. They're gonna come through using whoever they can. Yes, he is. But we're not talking about Jesus right now. We're talking about the divine mother, Mike. So they're going to use whoever they can to deliver a message, right? And it's our job to kind of, this, what is the word called? Decide? No. What is it called? When you take apart a message. We'll think of the word later. Somebody tell me what the word is, okay? Where you pick apart decode the message, okay? So the very first thing that came from her was, I am so hungry. I am so hungry. Discerned. That part too. I don't know if it's discern. Is it discern? I don't know if it's discern. To pick apart a message, discern a message. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Lori. But that's what our job is. So when she was telling me that she was so hungry, and I'm just like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So anywho. The messages are going to come through from the divine mother in ways that you do not understand. I think this side sound better. The code. Break it down. Okay? So number 11, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of the shadow of the real being. Now, this particular yantra, right? I mean, not yantra, but this particular code let me give y'all another way to look at this. Give me 1 second. I am getting this pulled up in the Divine Mother's book. Namaste, Namo, Namaha. Ooh. So the one that says that number 11, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of shadow of the real beings, right? We bow to her, we continue to bow to her. Now, when I took that one and I translated, right? And I translated the original Sanskrit. It says, we bow to the divine goddess who exists in the form of appearance. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. Now, when I look at that and it says in the form of the shadow of real beings, which is their appearance. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. When you do this work, now, I already told you guys that, because we had the ones, we bow to the divine goddess who exists in the form of beauty, right? Of wealth that sustains the earth, the embodiment rays of light, who is extremely beautiful, the divine goddess who is extremely, we bow to the extreme beautiful and extremely fierce, right? So, when we go to number 11, so we got 5 and we have 11. We bow to the establisher of the perceivable world who is ordained existence. Now we're talking about appearance and how things appear. Now, who resides in the form of the shadow? Shadow. That is the key word there. Shadow. Your shadow is with you whether you see it or you don't see it. Right? When we are looking into hide from our shadow self, the Divine Mother presents you in a way that you cannot escape it. You cannot escape it. You can't escape it. Now, who is extremely beautiful and who is extremely fierce? Now, we talked about how Durga, let me get my book. Let's get the book. The 32 names of Durga, right? I told y'all that we're going to put the armor of the Divine Mother on. And by listening to her 32 names, we can't hide in the shadows. Not us, not those that we're around, not those that don't want to be seen by us. And we already went to sleep. This is why I love this order, because we bow to the divine goddess who exists in the form of sleep. So when you are rested and you are restored and you are, you wake up and you've had plenty of sleep, right? Plenty of rest. You're able to see the shadow aspect, because while you're sleeping, the Divine Mother is awake. While you are knocked out unconscious, the Divine Mother is awake. All right, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all who resides in the form of the shadow of the real being. Can you see a body in this? Like, can you truly see a body in this? Do you see the arms? Okay, do you see the arms? Do you see the arms? Right there, the arms. Okay, the arms. Now, when y'all see the picture of Durga, any picture that you see of Durga, she has multiple arms, right? She has multiple arms. Sometimes she's depicted with 8 arms, depending on what picture you're looking at, 12 arms, okay? And in the form of a shadow. It doesn't matter which way you want to run or hide, one of them arms are going to reach out and grab you and going to drag your ass back, right? Now, let's say you're not running, you're not hiding, you're not running from your shadow, you're not hiding from the way that you look. You have accepted that. You know that my Durga is the destroyer of all difficulties, including our shadow. If your shadow want to be difficult, she's going to destroy it. And she's going to make you into the most beautiful and the most fierceness that you have ever been. But something has to die. She resides in the form of the shadow, meaning that there is no body, there is no skin, there is no shell. There's only energy of the shadow. It's funny how our shadows follow us. And we don't let our shadows lead us. The shadow isn't walking, you're walking. And the shadow is following us. Okay? It just kind of gives me like knowing that I always I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to say it. I'll be like, Chamunda is behind me, right? And Chamunda is a form of the Divine Mother who destroys any illusion, whether it be myself, whether it be in my own mind, or whether it be in the minds of others. She destroys the illusion. Anytime that, people are feeling as if I am doing something to them, I say, oh, they caught up with my shadow. They caught up with my shadow. And I don't say it out of like ego or anything like that. I'm just like, you shouldn't be playing with my shadow. You shouldn't be playing with something that doesn't belong to you, right? The shadow does not necessarily belong to you. Okay? The shadows of the real beings. I'm the real being. She resides in the form of the shadow of the real being. I'm the real being. Me. I'm the actual person that's here. I'm here. I'm in this 3D world. I'm of the world. I'm Robbie Alexis. I am IntuitiveMom on this internet. I am a real person having a human experience. But I know that the Divine Mother resides in my shadow. Y'all get me? Y'all get me. I hope y'all get me. Okay? We bow to her. We bow to her. We continue to bow to her. So that is showing respect to our shadow self. When you do shadow work, right? When you're doing shadow work and you're healing parts of yourself that you did not want to address, you are to continue to show respect not only to yourself, but you are to continue to show respect to the Divine Mother, because we bow to the Divine Goddess existing in all. This is at the beginning of every one of these vows. We bow to the Divine Goddess existing in all. It's a constant reminder from the beginning that she is the shadow. She is us, the real being, yes, but I am here having free will. She has created me. I am to live my life. I am to do what I am to do. I am to do my shadow work. And within shadow work, the point of shadow work is for you to come closer to the Divine Mother, closer to God, closer to the Supreme Being. It's not for you to do your shadow work and for you to discover that, you know what, I like my South Node energy. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be delusional and I'm going to stay in my South Node energy. It's not for you to say, you know what, I want to move towards my North Node energy. That's not what shadow work is for. Shadow work is for you to get closer to God. That's what real shadow work is. For you to realize that the things that you have went through, they were all divinely orchestrated, and they're absolutely for you to get closer to the Divine Mother. Okay? So, this particular number 11, it says, who resides, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all who resides in the form of shadows of the real being. This is also of appearance, right? Now, the Divine Mother exists in the forms of various manifestations, right? We already discussed that she exists in the form of manifested light, okay? She exists in wealth to sustain the earth, okay? She exists in the extremely beautiful and the extremely fierce, right? Just because it's beautiful doesn't mean that it's fierce. Just because it's fierce don't mean that it's beautiful. Let's remember that, okay? She exists throughout the consciousness, right? So what is it that is appearing before you is what needs to be worked on when it comes to the shadow, right? This is going to be a part of our homework. Thank you. My little nice little eyelash. Let's put that up there with my Barbie. Okay. Y'all see my beautiful Barbie? Okay. I can't bring myself to cut this off. Y'all don't judge me. But I can't bring myself to cut this off. This is actually the handkerchief that was in my son's suit at his service. I just made her a dress with it. And she sits on her nice little chair. Let me show y'all her chair. Okay. And these are my pendulums. Okay. Right? Doesn't she? Like a nice Southern belle. I love that she was so brown. I just love that. I don't know why, but this particular Barbie, it's 3 Barbies that I have that I'm like, I can't give them away. I make Barbies and then, somebody will come to my house, or I'm saying I make Barbies. I make dolls. Someone will come to my house and they'll end up going home with them if that's what it comes to. But those are my pendulums, and she kind of just holds tight my pendulums and this particular stone, and then there's a moon kite that's up there with her too. So now part of the homework that is going to be, right, in the form of appearances. Durga's yatra, right? This particular yatra is of Shiva and Durga, right? Shiva is, first of all, let's go over the yantra, right? This is a Sri yantra. So let's go over the Sri yantra. There are triangles, 3 triangles facing up, 3 triangles facing down, right? And, 2 facing to the right, 1 facing to the right, 1 facing to the left, 1 facing down, 3 facing up, okay? This is 1 triangle here. This is 1 triangle here too. This is a triangle here. All 3 of those red triangles, don't mind this one here. And I'm saying don't mind that one, but you will As you look more into this, this appearance will change and shift for you. Okay. We're going to do some meditation up on this particular yantra. Okay. Meditation means that we are going to stare at it until we are blue in the face. And I want y'all to kind of take it apart. I want y'all to see the deity within. This is where the Divine Mother is, okay? Right here. This little dot right there, that is the Divine Mother. Now, these three triangles right here, those 1, 2, and 3, that is Lord Shiva. This one big triangle here is Sati. Shakti, S-H-A-K-T-I, right? Now, 1, 2, 3, those three triangles there, that houses the Divine Mother. I'm saying house her. Technically, she is sitting up on the lotus, because if you was looking at this as 3D, it would appear like this. Okay? I'm saying 3D, but this might be 5D, 6D, or whatever the case is. Let's just say if you was looking at this as if it was coming out, right? As if it's coming out. As if it's alive. Which, upon meditation, it will become alive. Okay? You might not get this the first day. You might not get this the first day. You might not get it the second day. You might not get it the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, the sixth day, the seventh day. This is what devotion looks like by continuing to look at it. Okay? Let's continue to break it down. So this is the body form, right? These are the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are her 8 arms, right? This square, this square here is Vishnu. This square here is Vishnu, right? This square here is Brahma. Okay? And the Divine Mother is on top of it. Give me 1 second, y'all got it. All right. So this is going to be a part of our homework. We bow to the Divine Goddess, resisting it in the form of the shadow of real beings. Okay? We bow to the Divine Goddess, who exists in all, who resides in the form of appearance. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. All right, so let me write down the homework. I want y'all to hang the yantra up, okay? This is a easy yantra to hang up on the wall. Just get you a piece of tape, hang it up on a white wall, okay? If you don't have a white wall, if your walls aren't white or light color or whatnot, what I suggest is, like, you know, getting the picture and then putting a white piece of paper next to it. It will do something to your eyesight as it comes out, you know, as you're staring at the picture. These particular colors are these colors for a reason. All right. So I don't want to make it too hard. I was going to say 10 minutes, but I'm going to say 5 minutes. Okay? Set you a timer. Take a look at it. 5 minutes and just look at it. If 5 minutes is, I don't care what's going through your brain, right? But I really want y'all to be doing her mantra as you're looking at her picture, right? So the yantra is the DNA of the deity. The information will occur in shapes, squares, triangles, flowers, and dots. It cannot be interpreted with the naked eye, okay? This is not something that you can manipulate and say, okay, I see this, I see that, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. She exists in the form of the shadow of real beings. You would not be doing yourself a service by lying. I don't know how else to put that. You wouldn't be doing yourself a service, okay? Stare at it or meditate upon the yantra and activate the messages, okay? This is advanced occult science. This is science. This is science. This is science. This is science, okay? This is science. There is information in the yantra that I know that the Divine Mother wants to share with y'all. Okay? That she wants to share with us. There's information that has to only be coded by you. Your person is not going to get the same message as you. You're not going to get the same message as me. Okay? We're not going to get the same messages, right? The type of information that comes from these yantras of higher celestial beings are directions into certain portals. Okay? Direction into certain portals that everybody does not have access to. Okay? Now, if they do the work, yes, they have access to it. But she knows what your shadows look like. So this is not anything that can be, this is not anything that, this is a practice of stabilizing the mind. All right? Of stabilizing the mind. Now, right before the shadow, the vow before that is, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of hunger. Are you hungry or not? Do you want something else? Like, you want this meal? You want a kid's meal or you want a grown-up meal? Like, which one you want? She is going to know how hungry you are. Alright? So, what we're going to do is, we are going to get, I need y'all to buy some candles. I need y'all to buy some candles, okay? I need y'all to buy some candles. I need y'all to buy more than one candle, because now we are going to get into, get deeper into this occult knowledge, right? This is Jupiter occult. We're going deeper. We're going deeper. We're going as far as Jupiter allow us to go. Okay, and Jupiter about to take us places. All right, Jupiter is taking us places. Thank you so much. So, get white and red candles. White and red candles. Okay, white and red candles would be great. They will be great. You can get as many candles as your heart can desire. Okay, I'm going to the store today. I'm gonna buy up some candles, and I want y'all to get white and red candles. Okay? White and red candles. So, for this particular homework, we are going to do a white candle. If you can't find a white candle, get a red candle. Okay? But preferably a white candle for this particular homework assignment, right? Now, if you have a handy dandy iPhone, the iPhone has a compass on it. I want you to find a nice little corner. Okay, if you can't find like a corner, a space, you know, I think that I am, let me see which direction is. I already knew it was over there. That's crazy. I have it set up over there. Y'all know whenever y'all see me looking this way, that way, over there, over here, most likely I'm looking at, you know, some form of altar, statue. I have my Durga up here. She's here, right? This is south for me, right? This is south for me. This is east for me. She's also at my door, okay? And then she's in the northeast. She's on another altar as well too. Okay, so I actually have her all around. But where I'm thinking about putting her is right here. Okay, right in front of me. So that way when I'm back live, if y'all see me staring, it's because she's catching my eye. Okay, she's catching my eye. So you want to put her in the east or the north, right? You want to put her in the east or the north. You're going to place the candle in front of the altar, or you're going to place the candle in front of the in front of the altar, right? Which the yantra will be behind it. Essentially, it's going to look like this. So if you have the yantra on the wall, right? You have the candle on the table. You want to put up a glass of water. All right. Anytime you are dealing with spirits, deities, you want to have a glass of water. You want to have all four elements essentially, right? And everything is a part of the four elements. Okay. Everything is a part of the four elements. I was watching a clip from Avatar. Oh yeah, I started talking about Avatar, and I was telling y'all how my kids was telling me about to watch Avatar. How my sister's been telling me to watch Avatar for so long, right? And I was watching clips about it, and they were saying that you will realize that all four elements are connected. They're all connected, right? Even metal is a part of the earth element. I was like, wow, that's deep. This is science. It's all science. It's all science. But anywho. So you want an earth element on the altar. You want a candle. Okay, that's fire. Yes. I think you will like all of them, including the live version. I am going to check it all out. I've been watching just clips, and I am just in awe. I'm like, oh my goodness. But then I look, and I'm like, it's so many episodes. I'll be caught up, y'all. No, I know I won't. I'll take my time with it. They've been telling me to watch that for years, and it took for one episode about, I think right before he became the airbender or whatever he is, right? And the guy was telling him like how his chakras had to be in line. And I just was like, okay. They talking about the root chakra, like all of it. He was like, no, I gotta go save old girl right before his crown chakra was getting ready to open and balance out. And he was like, oh, I gotta go say, oh girl, she's in trouble. And they was like, no, don't run away. If you do, your crown chakra won't open. You gotta, you know, balance these out. And what they were saying is absolutely true. And I'm like, okay. Which I'm not surprised that my kids watch this. My son that, you know, and I'm saying my son. I always say my son, but Sakai. I'm just gonna call him his name, Sakai. Sakai created a whole anime about energy. And I was like, where did he get this from? But now I can see the type of things that he was watching on his Netflix and stuff. And sometimes I go and I look at his Netflix and I'm like, I cannot watch any of this anime stuff. I've never been a person that's like into anime. But I'm about to get into Avatar, okay? It keeps coming up with these lessons, and I'm sure you'll find some stuff in there to correlate. Yes. So, just as intuitive as you are. So, we are going to place the candle in front of the altar, and the yantra will be behind it, okay? We are going to, before you get to staring at the yantra, we are going to chant Doom Durgaye Namaha 108 times, okay? Doom Durgaye. Hello, Abby. Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Blessings to you. Hello. Miss you here, okay? Glad to see you came through. I was thinking about you the other day. That's crazy. Every time I tell someone have a wonderful day on purpose, I think about you. I'm sending you and your family a lot of love and light. So we are going to chant before we get to focusing in on the yantra. We are going to chant Doom Durgaye Namaha 108 times. After we complete, and take your time with it, okay? Take your time so that you can feel the energy. As you're chanting it, I don't want y'all to have your eyes closed. I want y'all to have your mala beads close to your chest, up to your heart. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Now listen. With each bead, I don't want to use these beads though. I don't want to use these beads to count right now. I don't want to use those. So with each mala, right? These are mala beads with an S, but each mala is Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Actually, you know what? Let me do y'all a favor. Right? Okay. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. All right. So, with your left hand, right, you're going to put these 3 fingers down, right? And you're going to cross this like this, okay? You're going to put, so left hand, 3 fingers down, thumb in between your pointer and your middle finger, right? All right? Right hand, you are going to be using them as a counter. Oop, I'm sorry. You're going to be using your right hand as a counter, right? Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Right? Let's try not to have them so far apart like I have them, okay? All right? Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. I'm still using these two fingers. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Right? And keep these like this, okay? If you want to have them, and you're gonna move around during your mantras, okay? You're gonna move because I'm telling you, the energy is gonna make you feel so different. It's gonna make you feel so different. You could get, like, even right now just chanting, I'm getting warm. Even with the energy that it's like a fire is being put up under me. I almost want to finish the whole mantra. Okay? I almost want to do the whole 108 malas. Okay? It's like you're gonna want to do it. And you'll be going, Doom Durgaye Yamana Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Doom Durgaye Namaha. Alright. I am going to give y'all a piece to add to that. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let me go back to my own live and let me put it in the chat. All right. I figured this out. So you're going to do that 108 times, right? When you have finished, it, all right, when you have finished chanting 108 times, you are going to say, Namastasie, 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 Namo, Namoha. We bow, we continue to bow. That's what you're saying. Okay? You're saying it in Sanskrit. Okay? Namastasie, 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 Namo, Namoha. Okay? You're just going to say it that one time. Okay? So, Om Doom Durgaye Namaha. Take a minute. Okay? 108 times. Take a minute. Feel what she has gave to you, right? You are looking, and the easiest way for me to, I'm about to tell y'all something. The easiest way for me to pronounce these words correctly, right? I just write down how I think it's said. Okay? So the spelling is not correct. Let me give y'all an example. Let me pull up a yantra. Okay, that's horrible handwriting. Let me pull up a different yantra. You know what? I'll do it because it's just real. It's realness, right? Interesting. Okay. I have a fortune cookie in here from Panda Express, and it says, "You thrive by serving others." Okay, so let me show y'all what I mean by. I'm just gonna show y'all this sloppy handwriting. Let me just show y'all this sloppy handwriting. Okay. Okay. It looks like it's backwards, but okay, y'all will be okay. So Tano Danti, right? But that's definitely not how it is pronounced. I mean, how it's really spelled. It's spelled D-A-N-T-I, wait, D-A-N-T-I-H. But I put D-O-N-T-E-E. And then I put the long vowel sound. Because to pronounce it, okay, and then Procodiate, right? Y'all see Chodite. That's definitely not how it's spelled. So to know how to pronounce something, write it as if, I mean, if you're a little slow like I am sometimes, right? I don't want to call myself slow, but if you just don't be getting it and you like, what the heck did she say? Write it down. That's the correct spelling. Namastasie, Namaha. Okay? That's the correct spelling. That's the pronunciation. But if you need to write it how I'm saying it, like, okay, let me listen to how she's saying it and let me write it like that. As opposed to writing it in Sanskrit, right? So once we finish, back to my dirty lessons. Once we finish, that is what you're going to say at the end. All right, so that's the homework so far. Look, that's the homework so far. So now we're going to go to number 12. Okay, number 12. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of divine energy. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all. We bow to the divine goddess who exists in the form of, who resides in the form of divine energy. By saying this mantra in front of her, Durgaye Namaha, right? You're going to feel very intense after you finish chanting. You're going to stare at her yantra. You're going to tell her, Namastasie, Namaha. Okay? Namastasie, 3 times. Don't forget, we saying, we bow to her, we continually bow to her. Namaha, right? We bow down to her 3 times. Remember, the number 3 is important here. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. The Divine Mother, the Divine Mother, the Divine Mother. Okay? And as far as we are concerned, with everything that I have told y'all, Shati, Sati, Pravati. Okay? So, who resides in the form of divine energy. Okay? I want y'all to know, yes, to help you not forget. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Lori, for clarifying that. Okay? I want y'all to know that there's no perfect way to do this. Okay? There's no perfect way to do this. You just have to do it. Okay? The yantra is going to be showing you different codes. They're going to be giving you different downloads. The Divine Mother is going to give you different downloads. You might even connect to other deities as you are having experiences with this yantra. Okay? There are other deities residing in this yantra. Okay? I already broke it down. Those avatars of the other deities, the other gods and the goddesses that are within here may connect with you as well too. Their counterparts may connect with you because we have already called on Lakshmi, okay, in the form of wealth and beauty. We have called on Saraswati. We have called on Brahma and Vishnu. All right? Now, I don't think I need to go through who resides in the form of divine energy. You are not going to be, even if your shadow is dark and you think that your shadow is demonic and you think that, you know, these karmic energies, it's going to show you true form of why you are here. Why are you doing this? Okay? If you end up connecting with other deities, connect with them. Write their names down. If you end up having dreams, if you can't remember their name, remember something about them. What were they wearing? What color they had on? Okay? Where did you see them? What are the context clues? As I'm doing these mantras and I'm having dreams and this right here, this might knock you out for real. Okay? As you're doing these mantras and you're having dreams, there are other forms of light beings that are like, welcome back, baby. Welcome home. Okay? So, all right. Number 13. We bow to the divine goddess who resides in the form of thirst. So not only are we hungry, we are thirsty. We are thirsty. I am not well versed on this. What I'm getting ready to say, I'm not very well versed on this. I'm not as knowledgeable as I would like to be on this subject. For some reason, it keeps coming to me. So I'm going to share it. There is a pool of water that we are being called to. I don't know if it's the ocean. I don't know if it is an actual, well, I really feel like it's that we can get there through our bathtubs, okay? Like, that's how it's been coming to me because I'm not getting like somebody actually can get to this particular body of water, right? So there is like divine water that is calling somebody, us. I guess it's us, right? If you have to drink water while you're doing these mantras, okay? You have to drink water. You have to drink water. Now, what is hidden behind this water aspect? A wishing pond? Like, what is it that you're desiring? What is it that you are asking for, right? What is it that you truly want? This thirst, oh, thank you so much. So let me tell y'all a story, right? Let me get the story right first. So there was a churning of the ocean to save the world from its devastating effect. This act resulted in his throat turning blue, hence the blue throat, right? So Lord Shiva drank the poison which emerged during the turning of the ocean. So Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, was doing, basically she was turning the ocean into this divine water of some sort, right? So there was like a big devastation that was going on the earth. And this is where Ra and Ketu got sliced in half, okay? Because Rahu and Ketu used to be one god. And I was saying one god, excuse me, was one entity, right? And they were technically on the darker side, right? And they wanted to drink this, like they were being greedy, right? It was going to get to them, but at first the celestial beings, and I'm saying celestial beings, I'm using that term lightly here, they were to get the first. All right, they were to get the first, and then the others will receive it as well too, right? And so during this process, a poison had emerged up, and it was threatening the universe, to destroy the whole universe, right? And in order to cleanse the water, aka the ocean, the in order to cleanse the ocean, basically the solution that was going to resolve the poison that was sucking the life out of the earth, right? Lord Shiva decided that I'm going to drink the poison. I'm going to drink the poison so that way nobody else has to suffer from this, right? And facing this crisis, he stepped forward and he drank the poison to prevent its widespread harm. Because if others would, so it's kind of like a cleansing process, right? The Divine Mother exists in a form of thirst. All right. It's a cleansing process. Shiva had to cleanse the poison in order for the water to be purified. So he drank the poison, after that, you know, he made that sacrifice and his throat is on fire, right? He has to incarnate as a child because the only way for him to get cured is for him to be breastfed, right? 111. So the only way for him to get cured is for him to be breastfed, right? And this is a one, breastfeeding is the most sacred thing that a mother can do for their child. It's a healing process, right? It's a healing process. And this comes from the gods. This comes from the Puranas that, you know, there's a cleansing of the throat of a certain type of poison that we can't see. We don't know what it is, right? We don't know what it is. The divine, only the divine mother, maybe some of your ancestors, right? But right now we don't know what it is. We just know that there is a poison within the throat chakra of the community. Oh, that makes sense too. And the reading that I did yesterday, that makes sense. So there is a poison in the throat chakra, right? And the only way to cleanse this, whatever this ball, whatever this poison is that's in your throat chakra, is to have some form of thirst. But you have to desire to want to be cleansed. You have to desire to want to be cleansed. You have to want to be cleansed. Okay? So, let's go to how. Let's go to how. 1 second. Y'all gotta blow my nose. Look, okay. So, who resides in the form of the desire. This highlights the goddess embodiment of the divine force behind creation and all activity. So, now, I'm telling y'all the story about how Shiva has turned into a baby. He was reincarnated into a baby. This is where you see a form of the divine mother because she's existing in all. So she also exists in Lord Shiva. Okay? Let me show y'all the picture. Let me show y'all the avatar that I'm speaking of. And this is the color blue is significant here. Because his throat turns blue from the poison. And isn't it kind of crazy that before you, like when you're choking on something, you turn blue? I'm covering up the name because it would be confusing. Okay? So this is the avatar. Okay? Y'all see the mala beads? Okay? And when you see Lord Shiva, he always has on his malas. I'll just say malas. They're a particular type of malas, but they're called Radushka beads. Very sacred. Very, very, very sacred. Very sacred. I'm definitely probably pronouncing it incorrect. Radushka seed. Radushka. Yeah. All right. So that is the avatar. So, in the form of desire, right? So this is the driving force behind creativity in all activity, right? If you are not thirsty for something, if you're not drinking water, our bodies is made up of, I don't know how much percentage of water, but you can't survive without drinking water. You really can't. You can live for, umpteen number of years, I guess, drinking juice. I don't know how people say that they allergic to water. I don't understand that. I think that's some form of a curse or a hex or something. People say they don't drink water or they're allergic to water. Not drinking water. I think that's weird there. Anyway, we won't stay there too long. Okay? So, who resides in the form of thirst? We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. So, I just told y'all the story about the divine, how Shiva has drank up the poison, right? Do y'all think he was mad or no? Y'all think he was mad? Y'all think he was like, well, you know what? I have drank the poison from the world, and these MFers, they he basically sacrificed himself. I drank up all the poison. 1 second. Okay. Be safe. Love you. So, y'all think he was mad or no? Right? It sounds like he knew it was something that had to be done. If he was angry, I think he would just let the world die. That part. So, that part, if he was angry, let the world die. Now, another thing that happened at this churning of the ocean, right? This is another thing that happened at the churning of the ocean. So, there was a group. Now, the crazy thing is that Shiva is a person that has no desires, right? Shakti as well too. Durga as well too. They have no desires in this world, right? They don't, they care. And when I'm saying like desires, because this thirst is a form of desire. Okay? So it's like when I got deja vu just right that quick. When it resides in the form of desire, it's like I have to have that. Like, you know how they say like, oh, she thirsty, he thirsty, or whatever. They thirsty for this. They want this. I think that's an old slang term when I was, younger. Like, oh, he's so thirsty, or she's so thirsty, or whatever the case is, right? It's like you truly want something. You gotta have it, right? And so when it breaks down, there were other things that was happening at this ocean, at the churning of the ocean. And let me show y'all. The churning of the ocean of milk to attain an elixir from immortality and the valuable and other valuable treasures. This is an event depicted in the Hindu epics as where the gods and the demons churn the ocean to obtain immortality and other treasures, right? So there's this. I know y'all know what like churning of the butter looks like when you doing like this and you constantly taking milk and going like this until it becomes a cream, right? Now, this was not only an act of the gods, because I told y'all they would give the milk or the butter, they would give this elixir. I'm gonna just say elixir. They will give this elixir to the gods, and then they'll give it to, you know, whatever is left. They'll give it to whomever. Ma Lakshmi is the one that was doing this, right? But it was a collaborated event. Now, what's crazy is that the gods and the demons participated in this. And this is what I was going to say, is that Shiva, and it's like everybody knew what their place was. Everybody knew, I'm a god, you a demon. You know, they knew what their place. It was the demons that were trying to become gods at some point. You know, they wanted to take over their land. They wanted to come from the darkness, and they wanted to come into the light. They wanted to be, you know, demons are greedy, essentially. They eat up everything. When you have something good going, and this is why you shouldn't work with demonic energy or get, you know, demonic energy. Let me just say you shouldn't work with demonic energy, because there comes a point where we can take that charger off. We at 80% now. But there comes the point where that demon is going to want more. The demon is going to want more. Okay? You can be consciously working with a dark energy or unconsciously working with a dark energy. Okay? And so, at this churning of the ocean, right? The demons, the asuras, that's what they call it, Asuras, right? We still have asuras this day. We still have gods to this day, right? So we still have asuras to this day. The asuras wanted to get these treasures. They wanted to be first in line, but they was really, it was the churning of the ocean is kind of bringing a balance, right? Now, Shiva, Lord Shiva, he is Kali is a form of Lord Shiva, right? Kali Ma. She is a form of Lord Shiva. Kali exists on the cremation ground, right? She is not the darker side of Lord Shiva. They both are essentially existing time. They are time themselves, right? So, if you think about who Lord Shiva friends are, and I'm not saying friends, but devotees, they're not just high vibrational beings. Okay? They're not high vibrational beings. He has no desires. Meaning that he can go wherever he want to go. He can reside wherever he want to reside, and he does. He can be friends with whoever he want to be friends with. The mother is not giving him restrictions. Okay? Now, he's not he doesn't condone foolery. He doesn't condone foolery, right? he ain't gonna destroy you right then. He's going to know what is right or what is wrong. He's not going to, he's not a creator necessarily, right? But being a devotee of his can create some type of different thought process. That's where his creation comes in at. This next one, number 14. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of forgiveness. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her, right? There's a word before forgiveness that is not in the translation that I put in my community tab. The word before forgiveness is patient forgiveness. So here we have Lord Shiva at the turning of the ocean, right? There's a poison that comes up. My man swallowed the poison. He take one for the team, right? He take one for the team. After the turning of the ocean, here comes this elixir, because he has basically neutralized it. Okay, he's the destroyer. He destroyed the poison of the earth. He neutralizes it, right? So I'm gonna take one for the team. Then you got this asura, this demon that comes up and is like, okay, he swallowed the poison that we tried to drop in there, right? We tried to put some poison. We wanted to destroy the earth. It didn't work. But y'all said we still can get, we can still get the treasures that's coming out. We can still get the elixir. So, this entity decides, I'm going to drink the elixir. I'm going to drink the elixir. I'm going to act like I am a light form and I'm going to drink the elixir. So now, we go back up a few, right? We bow to the divine goddess that exists in all, who resides in the form of shadow of the real beings. So they realize that this entity is not a real being. This entity is a dark shadow. They have an alternative motive as to why they want the elixir, because the elixir is going to give you immortality. You will not know, nothing is ever created and nothing is ever destroyed. All right? Nothing is ever created and nothing is ever destroyed. Nobody can kill us. I've been talking about this. I've been talking about this patient forgiveness, because this is where you wake up and you realize. Now, we're going to apply this to real life, right? I'm going to give y'all, my Durga code to this. I was told by a spiritualist, a very trusted spiritualist, right? That's not on the internet. This is not a tarot reading that I did on myself. This is not a tarot reading that I had done, right? So, I'm told I'm going through a grievance period, right? My son has physically died. Sakai has physically died. I'm going through a grievance, right? And this is after I did this Durga code too, right? Not right after, but it was some time after that, okay? Remember the messages. She always give you the messages in advance, okay? So, my son has passed. I get word that, somebody has done black magic on me, and that this person, this entity has had some ritual done and has done black magic and killed my son. I'm grieving. I'm like, I'm on here eating her up every week. I'm eating her up. Like, oh, she don't want to admit it, but she'll admit it online. She'll think that it's this. She think it's her ancestor. She think that whatever it is, right? I am under a illusion. I'm under a illusion spell that somebody, another human, is powerful enough to create and destroy something in my life. I'm under an illusion spell, right? Patient forgiveness. I don't know what it was or when it was, but I started back doing this. I started back reading her codes. These are, look at this. This has been written. The Durga code. That's how I learned it. I learned it as the Durga code. These are codes to connect with the Divine Mother. This is science. This is something that was before me, right? It's before me. So someone is being greedy, thinking that they have discovered some type of code to kill another being. Nothing is ever created or destroyed, right? So that is what the elixir was that was given to those that operate in the divine light. Even if you was to lose someone, you're never lost. You gotta go back to Avatar. Okay, we gonna go back to the Avatar. When opening up the heart chakra is blocked by grief, which is the lowest vibration that you can be in, is grief. This is where the Divine Mother sits first. The beats of your heart is, if your heart isn't beating, you aren't alive. Like, you aren't alive. Your brain could not be sending some type of functions to tell your body to move. But as long as your heart is still beating, you are physically alive, right? But this body is only a shell. The soul never dies. That's what immortality is. That's what this is what the Divine Mother has given us, is immortality. Even that person that thinks that they did that has immortality. This is what patient forgiveness consists of. This is why we have to work on our karma. It's because we all have that elixir that, as sure as we die, is as sure as we'll be reborn. Okay? Patient forgiveness. The divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of patient forgiveness. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. Namaste, 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 namo, namaha. Okay? That's where we at. I'm loving her. So, that entity that wanted to be greedy and drank up the elixir from the gods, and they wanted it all. They didn't even want to leave a drop. They wanted it all, right? And what ended up happening was Vishnu sliced them in half, and he became K2 and Raha, right? So K2 is So K2 is lunar nodes, right? And K2 represents material ambition and the pursuit of worldly desires. Okay, it can symbolize illusions, addictions, and the need for validations. Okay, and then I'm sorry, that's Ra. That's Raha. Okay, Raha. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Raha represents materialism, ambitions, and the pursuit of worldly desires, and it can symbolize illusion, addictions, and the need for validation. K2 represents detachment, okay, spirituality, and the desire for liberation from the cycle of birth and death. It can signify karmic consequences and the need for spiritual growth, okay? So these are the head and the tail of the celestial serpent who was tricked into drinking the nectar of immortality. Okay. These significance in your birth chart can influence a person's life path. Okay. Ra and K2, their movement throughout the zodiac can bring significant changes and challenges in one's life. Various remedies, including spiritual practices and rituals, can be used to balance the influence of Raha and Ketu and their navigations. Okay, they are opposite lunars. So Ra is linked to the head and especially the hair, and then ambitions, desires, and illusions. Okay, and the thing is about Ra, right? Ra has no body. It has no body. It only has a head. Okay, now the head is placed upon a serpent body, but the more information that you receive, if you stay in your head, you're not properly digesting that information. Remember, the information is basically digest in the body, right? And K2, the south node is associated with the body, the feet, the spinal cord, and is linked to spirituality, detachment, and karmic influences. All right. By working on your south node energy, your K2 energy in astrology, right? You search, you take that information that is in your south node, which you are most comfortable with, and you raise the vibration so that you can connect the head and the body. Okay? That you can connect the head and the body. This is why we work with our north node and our south node when doing this energy. Back to, we bow to the divine goddess existing in all. She also exists in K2 and Ra energy. Okay? So, hello. So, Durga is especially connected to Ra, right? And it says that it is a symbolic association between Rudra and Nitra, which is Shiva and Shakti. Shiva and Shakti, okay? And it says that the head of the dragon in the Vedic astrology, Ra is associated with ego and can cause disruptions in life. So Durga, as a removal of obstacles, can be offered as a relief. Okay, these illusions that you will be experiencing as you're going on your spiritual journey, right? And I told y'all that I was caught up. I gave an example of myself. That I was caught up in a illusion that somebody on this earth can destroy or create, right? That can destroy or create what I gave birth to. What I am doing. That was somebody other than the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother does not do black magic. She doesn't practice black magic. She's not associated with black magic. She is only the destroyer of illusions that black magic is real. Ooh. She's the destroyer of illusions that black magic is real. Nobody can do black magic on you if you working with Durga. Okay? Because they can't even pray to God that you stop doing what it is that you're doing if you're not bothering them. If you're working in the light and you're doing this, my mama can't even pray that I stop working with Durga. They can't. She can't. She can't. She just I was talking to my mother and she was telling me that she was like, my sister and one of my sisters and her kids is going to church, and she was like, I'm just waiting on you and your family. I said, wait on me and my family to do what? She was like, to get back in church. I said, we ain't never go to church together. We ain't never been to church together. You ain't never. I was like, why you waiting on that? I was like, you should stop waiting on that. I was like, mine. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die desiring something that's not going to happen. I'm not against church. We're not against church, but it's just not our way. I was like, you already know our form of devotion is the way that we're going. Like, we're going towards Hinduism before we go towards Christianity. It's just a non-fit. As long as I'm worshiping a God, shouldn't that matter? As long as I'm working with the light, shouldn't that matter? And she's like, well, I guess. I said, you can't be picky or choosy. You can't pick what the way I'm going to see God, the way God is going to show up in my life. You cannot choose that. And I said, and I'm not doing anything that you wouldn't be proud of. She was like, well, you know what? I am proud of you. You know what? I am. Because I think the day before I was like, okay, Mom, we get off this phone. We about to eat dinner and then we got to pray. I was like, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. And she was like, y'all about to pray. I said, we pray every day. She was like, what prayer y'all saying? I was like, why, you want to say it? She was like, I'm just asking. I said, I'll text it to you. I'll text it to you. And then when I texted to her, she was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I guess she got to throw in her 2 cents. Her ego, her spiritual ego got to let her try to, tell me what I got to do. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all who resides in the form of patient forgiveness. Okay? Patient forgiveness. The sun is ego and Mars is the action. To have your sun sign in certain astrological placements, right? You can have a lot of ego. You can have a lot of ego. Either way, right? A lot of ego is happening here in the world. And a lot of us have to be patient about, especially divine beings that are going closer to God. You have to be patient for the forgiveness in your heart to balance out. Don't just be like, I forgive somebody. Don't just say that. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. by doing this work, and the more you say it and you try to convince yourself and others that I forgive this person, the more divine tests you on your forgiveness. Okay, the more divine absolutely tests you on your forgiveness. They like, oh, you forgive this person? Let me show you how much you forgive this person. Bam, that person trigger you. Something that they do, it triggers you. You get what I'm saying? And it's okay. If you're not triggered, you're not doing the work. That means that the Divine Mother has you in her favor. When you're going through things and you're being quote unquote tested, that means that you're doing something right. It's the people that be like, oh, I got the bomb life, ain't nothing happening to me. It's this act. I'm good over here. I'm good over here. We not bothered. We're not this. God ain't God. Let me not say God. Divine Mother is not paying them no mind. They're not doing the work. She just sitting back in the cut in the shadow, and she just like shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. You get some shadow work. You get some shadow work. You get some shadow work. I think I said this a couple lives ago where we don't keep working on shadow work. We start doing present work because the Divine Mother has those things that are in the shadow that we have addressed. We have done patient forgiveness. We know that she exists in the form of the consciousness of all conscious beings, down to the ants. You stop having bugs around your house. You stop having ant piles around your house. The bumblebees are not attacking you. The birds are chirping outside your window because you like the sound of birds, not because they want to irritate you early as fuck in the morning. You get what I'm saying? It's like a different music that you're hearing. It's different things. You're not getting bit up. You can go outside with all the lotions and scents and whatever it is that you want to have on. And it's like, I'm just walking on, I'm not saying you're walking on sunshine, but you know that when things are happening to you, it's a reason. Oh, okay, my stomach is hurting because of the food that I'm eating, because I am literally putting certain foods into my body when I know that I'm hungry for knowledge, and I keep eating bullshit. I keep eating bullshit. That's how my diet changed. My diet didn't change because of nobody told me you need to stop eating that. You know how stubborn I was? And even me telling people that I know work up under me, you should change up your diet. I know how stubborn the mindset is. I only work with stubborn bees. Only stubborn bees can stand me. People that's too easy, they don't want to work with me. They like, she thinks she this, she thinks she that. Y'all too easy. My babies is stubborn. I'm stubborn. So I attract stubborn bees that's like, you know what? God gonna have to beat me down to the earth for me to let go of this. And still, matter of fact, he gonna have to take every dollar I got because I'm about to get this steak. He gonna have to take every dollar I got. Oh, you ain't got no money right now to buy them steaks, so you gotta buy chicken. Oh, you gotta live off of chicken leg quarters and potatoes, cause you ain't got no money to buy no beef. You can't afford those beef rib tips. You can't afford, that pork tenderloin, whatever it is. Y'all, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say there's not anything in the religious text. I have looked, I have searched high and low. There isn't anything in the religious text that we're studying with the Divine Mother, with Durga, with Shakti, with Shiva, with Kali. There's not anything in those texts that say something about eating pork. Okay? Some of them carry a vegetarian diet. Some of them carry a non-vegetarian diet. But about pork, there isn't anything in there. So I'm just correcting myself here with y'all. Now, it does say something about the sacred cow and how the cow was cursed. Okay? One of the divine beings cursed. One of the divine mothers cursed the cow. So it's very taboo to eat the cow, especially when working with Durga. Okay, so let's just kind of, you know, if you find that your money is held up, you like, dang, I thought she resided in the form of divine wealth. She said you sacrifice the cow for her. You don't eat the cow. It's for her. Okay? Cows, pigeons, birds, all of that. But it's nothing about eating chicken either, but it's certain way. Certain days. Y'all do y'all homework, okay? Because I'm not gonna get on food right now. I'm trying not to. Alright. So the yantra is the DNA of the deity. We are focusing up on the yantra this week. Okay, we're focusing up on the Divine Mother's body. There are things that have happened to us that she wants to address with us and kind of, you know, push us not deeper into our shadows, but address things that are in our shadow beings. Okay, and she wants you to let her handle those things that are behind you so that she can push you forward. That's kind of the message that I'm getting. Okay, I really wanted to stop before patient forgiveness, but for some reason patient forgiveness is like, this is where we're stopping at. So the number 77 is significant here. Let's see what our spirit guides have to say about the number 77. "77 carries a frequency of change and luck. It connects the energy of two sevens to create a 5. This number appears when your guides want to warn you about a swift change of luck that is coming your way. It's okay to get excited. You deserve it." All right. So definitely somebody is deserving what is getting ready to happen to them. Absolutely. 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 So now we talked about hunger. We talked about fasting. You know why you are fasting. If you feel as if you cannot stop eating beef, or you cannot stop eating certain things, drink more water. And maybe just for this week of working with Durga Yantra, let's kind of, chill back on the beef. I'm going to put that on the homework. Do I have permission to douse? Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, Divine. Do I have permission to douse? Thank you so much. Back to center. Is it proper for me to say no beef for at least a week? Is it proper? Is it in alignment? Let me see something. Okay, so I would say at least a week, right? You can do this starting from Sunday. Starting from Sunday. Sunday is the new moon in Aries energy, right? Starting from Sunday, this will be very abundant for you, okay? This sacrifice, this will be, it's going to give you information like, oh, let me write myself a note. Oh my goodness. Matangi. I know it's under Matangi. Here we go, right here. No beef. And no garlic. Ooh, spicy red beans and rice, macaroni and cheese, yam, cornbreads, okra, fried okra, greens, ooh, turkey sausages. Okay, yeah. That's what I'm cooking this week. All right. So at least a week of doing her now I guess we'll check back in. We will check back in next Saturday. Okay, that will be a week. So we're gonna do Sunday to Saturday. So we'll do April 27th to May 3rd. April 27th to May 3rd. That will be our fast. Okay. I'm telling you, y'all might start craving. You're gonna be like, you know what? I want some pepper steak and rice. It's so crazy. I bought some I have bought some flank steak, and I was gonna make pepper steak and rice, right? I was gonna make my family pepper steak and rice. Let me tell y'all what I did. I brought it home, and I left it in the trunk of the car. I left it in the trunk of the car by accident. I brought some steaks home, and I left them in the trunk of the car by accident. What I did. Y'all never got them.
It stink, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they stink. I just went in and just threw them out. I was mad. I didn't even bring them in the house and threw them out. I went to the trash can. Be quiet. It wasn't because I was talking. I wasn't even, I was on the phone with somebody though. I honestly think I was on the phone with Lori though. I think it was the day that I was on the phone with Lori. And I was like, I'm just texting too much. I think that's exactly what it was. I left. So I guess that was in alignment. But yeah, so they never even got the steaks or whatnot. And then I end up cooking chicken breast, I think. Like I think I had forgot all about the steaks or whatever and was like, oh, I'm gonna make chicken tonight. And it wasn't, you know, he was coming in the house. But listen, it wasn't even the same day that I had remembered that I had the steaks. I think it was the next day. I was like, dang, didn't I get steaks? I think I had got some steaks. Cause that's what we had. We had at work pepper steak and rice. We had pepper steak and rice, but I ain't bring nothing home from work. It's like I'm gonna stop and get some steaks. I'm gonna make the steaks. I'm gonna make them myself. And I end up not even making them full. So I'm not even gonna feed from April 27th to May 3rd. I'm not even gonna. I try not to feed my kids beef anyway. Let me tell y'all. Let me show y'all how I be doing them. Let me show y'all real quick. y'all, I be buying these, right? And then what I do is I take this off and I just put this in the freezer like this, so they never even know. Oh, you welcome, you welcome, you welcome. They never even know that these are vegan burgers. And they be tearing them up because they the jalapeno cheddar style. Oh my goodness. And then like I smother this in like gravy and onions and bell peppers. What? Beef what? Let me go put this back. Is it unthawed? Yeah, it's unthawed too. All right. I've been reading the DEVÜ Purana. I'm gonna put a link. I've been reading it and listening to it. And I'm gonna put a link in my community tab so that y'all can listen to it. And some of the lessons, okay, it really sounds like the Vishnu Purana too. And I told y'all Vishnu, that's Krishna, but Vishnu is the sustainer, okay? And I've been listening to it and applying it to the workings, the lessons to every day. And I'm just like I feel so, I don't know. I feel so happy. I'm very happy. When I stay focused, I'm happy, right? My mind does drift sometimes. I do know that I need to meditate more. Yesterday being one of those days too that I was like, I can't go live. I slipped up yesterday and cussed somebody out. I ain't cussed them out, but I did yell. I did yell, and she yelled back. And then she said something crazy, and I just felt I got called out my name. Not the B word, but she did call me an MFer. My manager called me an MFer. And she was like, she hoped that I quit. And I was like, I'm not gonna quit. The director, the person above her and above him and above him and above him, they don't want me to quit. When I said that I was gonna quit, they was like, oh, you tripping. Like, how can we resolve this? And to be honest, I was like, I don't even know. What I said to myself was, I need to pray about this. And that's all I've been doing is like, just pray and just kind of, you know what, let me just focus on this. Let me focus on this. And I know that I'm not getting tested, but patient forgiveness. Patient forgiveness. I don't care about being called a motherfucker. Okay? My father-in-law is something else. He had PTSD, okay? Lord Jesus, okay? We used to go edit. And he's been on my mind so much that I think I had already knew that somebody was getting ready to cuss me out so that way I could have patient forgiveness. Because when me and him used to get into it, I'm like, you know, he had, I ain't gonna say all his business on here because my husband, he don't like that because y'all just come on here and just put it into a reading and think that y'all reading me. So I don't even want to say all his business or whatever the case is. But in his last days, I took care of him. It was me. Okay? It was me. I already knew when beforehand. Not his last days, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last days. I'm talking about in the last year before it happened. I'm the one that told him that, hey, it's something up with the blood. That came out of the reading. An ancestor came to me and told me that it's something up with the blood. This is what happened. And everything that I said was that. And I was like, all right, we need to get closer to God before this happens. Because as sure as being born is as sure as death is. And I think that after Sakai passed, I have really It wasn't when my dad died. It wasn't when my grandma's died. It wasn't when my friends died. It wasn't in no death except my son that really has taught me. God bless you. It wasn't until Sakai passed that really has taught me to be closer to God. And the crazy part is, that's what my kids and this Bible, the year that Sakai passed, this is his Bible too, okay? In the year that he passed, we all wrote out our petitions for the year, right? And I'm saying petitions, but we read them out loud, and we did them separately. And each one of us has said something about getting closer to God. I'm not playing. I didn't give them no examples. I didn't tell them that's what y'all need to write. I didn't say that. I said just write what you want to write to God, as if you're talking to your friend. And they was like, shoot, I want to get closer to God. One of them said they want to get closer to God. I said that I want to be more spiritually aware. More spiritually aware, and some other stuff, or whatever the case is. Mine is that I sealed it with a candle. Okay, like each one of them has a candle through it, so I can't even open it, and I wouldn't open it and show y'all anyway. But everybody wrote out there. Okay, that back by the Proverbs. Everybody wrote out their petitioning. In the year that he passed, we all said something about having a stronger relationship with divine and with God and our ancestors, in our spirit team. We all said something like that in that form of some sort. So anywho, yesterday, I was literally like, I was shaking, but then I was like, let me remember my breathing exercises. And then I started doing the mantra in my head at the same time that I'm serving, right? And that's the crazy part. It happened right before I had to interact with other people. And I know that, when the devil can't touch you, when dark energy can't actually touch you, it shows up in the form of beings that they don't want to fight with you. They don't want to really argue with you or whatever. My manager don't want that. She don't want to argue with me. She want to be mad at me about something that, I just require respect. And I require people to respect other people. I respect her. She respect me. You get what I'm saying? And it's not that she disrespected me, because she didn't disrespect me until she called me a motherfucker. Other than that, I ain't take nothing that she said. I ain't take it as disrespect. I took it as her having an emotional moment and wanting to speak out. She's a Sagittarius as well too. So y'all know I got everybody birth chart around me. I be already knowing. And I'm like, it's gonna be a cold week at work. And I have literally been to myself. Yesterday, I had left my headphones at home from the beginning. And then our director, whoever, he was there, right? Y'all don't know what the 3D, 5D, 4D. Y'all don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. Y'all don't know what it is. This is the only D that we walking by. Don't put that on there. Okay? Don't put that on there. So, they were there. I was already coming in late, so I came through the back door. Then I'm checking for my headphones. I'm like, man, I ain't got my headphones. So I text my husband. And let's see how far back you go with this. good. So I'm gonna hide you from my channel. There we go. Good job. Because you wasn't here on no good intentions anyway. So I went ahead and hid you from my channel, Mr. Ellis. So I had left my headphones at home. I called my husband. I'm like, hey, bring me my headphones. He was like, man, why do you do that? I'm like, baby, bring me my headphones. I was like, I love you. You got to bring me my headphones. He was like, all right, come outside in 9 minutes. Mind you, I live 7 minutes away from the job. So I'm like, he like, come outside in 9 minutes. I put my phone down. I just picked it up at the right time. He was calling. He was like, hey, I'm going to leave. If you don't come outside right now. I'm like, man, it's only been like 6 minutes. I just picked my phone up at the right time. So I went outside and got my headphones. He told me I looked like I work at Waffle House. The way I was dressed yesterday, he was like, you look like you work at Waffle House. I was like, I feel like I work at Waffle House today. I really feel like I work at Waffle House. And I went back inside. And from that moment that I got my headphones, right? I got my headphone in one ear. I got the other one in the other ear. And I felt the energy of, and I've been feeling this since Wednesday. Play stupid games, get stupid results. If somebody want to play stupid games with me, they're going to get stupid results, right? And I was like, why do I keep saying this in my head? Play stupid games with me, you're going to get stupid results. And I was like, please don't let me act stupid, right? I have literally turned up the volume on the mantras. When that was happening, I turned up the volume on the mantras. And I'm like, let me tune it down. Because I feel the energy at this point, right? Before something happens, you always feel it's going to happen, especially when you tapping in, okay? With whatever side you tapping in, okay? Spiritually. When you tapping in, you feel something happening before it happens. So I'm like, this is crazy. 4 o'clock hit. It was like the kids ain't coming down to eat. I was like, all right. This must be a sign. They don't want the kids to witness me acting crazy, right? So I was like, I'm about to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? Because we make sandwiches that go to the floor. I don't, but they make sandwiches that go to the floor. Like the salad ladies or whatnot, they make sandwiches to go to the floor. So I was like, let me make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and calm my nerves down, right? But like doing little kid activities calm me down. Like that's how I know I'm in, that's how I connect with the Divine Mother, by doing little kid activities. I'm literally making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. This is not my job. I'm a cook, right? So I'm like, I'm about to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I started making the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and she was like, I had the end breads, right? I had them set to the side, and I was like, I'm gonna make me a peanut butter sandwich. I don't eat peanut butter and jelly, but I eat peanut butter, right? I was like, I'm gonna make me a peanut butter sandwich. She came and she took one of the end breads. I'm like, I was about to eat this. She was like, oh, I took one of your breads. I was like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So now you done took something that I'm getting ready to eat, that I'm sitting here doing this. You didn't ask me for it first, but you see I'm sitting here doing this, right? That was the start of it. Then it turned into something else. And I was like, hey, I'm not the supervisor. I'm not the manager. I don't want to be the supervisor. I don't want to be the manager here at all. I can't do your job. Do your job. Do your job. And that's what I told her. Like, I'm not the supervisor. I'm not the manager. We have somebody new because of whatever reason. And I don't want to say whatever reason. But somebody left the job because I'm doing this work, and they wanted to, they were doing things that wasn't in alignment with what Spirit wanted me to do. And I was getting ready to leave the job. I was like, oh, you know what? I don't need this job. I can find somewhere else. But Spirit told me to go to this place, okay? They told me to go to this place. So when I said I'm going to leave the job, they was like, oh, no. We're going to remove any distractions that you have. Anything that's not in the... in alignment with what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And that's the thing. Like, I don't have to get anybody fired. The man didn't get fired. He didn't get fired. He didn't get fired. He didn't get written up. He didn't do anything. It was literally just, that's what you want to do? That's how you want to play this? I thought you was a spiritual being. That's what you want to do? Okay. You got it. And I just continue to do my work. Okay? Making comments about what I'm doing, making the comments about, you know, me reading my books, and I don't even sit by y'all. I don't do nothing. You know, I don't have nothing to do with y'all at all. The gods are not going to, if you have literally decided that you're doing something out of the light and that you are going to move into the higher vibrations of your consciousness, there's not going to be a way for certain energies to try to destroy you. I personally cannot stop anything that anybody has going on. Only the Divine Mother can do that. If y'all feel like I'm, energy harvesting off of y'all, or doing black magic on y'all, putting a curse on y'all, or, spelling you, or making you do this and making you do that, or whatever the case is. And that's what she had said. She was like, and that's messed up what you did to that man. I said, what I do to, what man? What I do to him? I ain't did nothing to him. Let's talk about it. Come on, say it. Don't leave half open statements. What did I do to him? Ain't nobody get written up. Ain't nobody get fired. I ain't do nothing. All I literally did was go home, and I said, you know what? Let me start my Durga lessons. We bow to the great goddess, the energy of infinite goodness. We prostrate with hands together to nature, to the excellent one. We bow to the reliever of suffering, to the eternament, to the embodiment rays of light. We continue to bow to the goddess who manifests light in the form of devotion. We bow, we continue to bow. We bow to the one who manifests light in the form of devotion to happiness. If I am not happy and I'm doing this work, I am bowing to a divine goddess that is going to make me happy. Ain't no way I'm going to keep serving a god or a goddess and all I am experiencing is turmoil. Ain't no way I'm going to do that. Ain't no way I'm going to keep serving those gods and those goddesses at that job that I'm at when I am delivering food on those plates, when I'm stirring the pot. Ain't no way I'm going to take that energy and be putting some sad ass tears in there. Oh, I don't want to be here today. They're messing with me. I got my earpods on. I'm listening back to what I was saying, what I've created, what Divine has told me to create. I'm listening to my girl online. You get what I'm saying? Different girls online. I end up catching Amazing Grace live. I never catch her lives. I never catch her lives. But I said that I want to be more consciously aware of the people that actually support me. I want to be connected with them. I want them to feel as if they have support. I want to feel as if I have support. I want to be aware of those people. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to be aware of those people that want to keep me stuck in a mindset that is dark, demonic, karmic, an energy that I know that I am actively healing. I bow to change, to perfection, to dissolution, to the wealth which sustains the earth, to the wife of Shiva, the blessed mother of the world. We bow. We bow. Me and my homegirls, we bowing. I don't know what y'all doing. We bowing. Me and my homeboys and my kids and my partner, my husband, his family, we're bowing. I don't know what nobody else is doing. I don't care. We bow to the one who removes difficulties. She removed the difficulty. Now, this other person It's not difficult to work with this person. It's not difficult to work with this person, in my opinion. However, that could just be me that's saying I can work with anybody. I can work with anybody when I'm doing this type of work. It might be difficult for her to work with me, but that's something that I am taking up with my God, because I am doing this for the spiritual benefit of all. So if it's difficult for her to work with me because she was like, I wish this motherfucker would quit, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit, because this is where I'm only going to quit when divine tells me that it's something else out there for you. It's something else out there for you. I know for a fact that if I was to quit right now, I probably can't even pass it. I probably could pass the drug test, but I probably can't pass the drug test. I don't even know when was the last time that I had some weed in my system. But might have been less than 90 days. I don't know. How long it take for weed to get out your system? I don't know. I don't know. But the simple fact that I'm not sure that I could pass a drug test, and I know that I have went looking for other jobs that pay more than what it is that I'm making here. I have literally went and there's nothing available. This is where God told me I'm supposed to be. So I'm not going to motherfucking quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to force unhappiness up on what it is that I'm doing. The fact that people still come on these lives, the fact that there's at least one person other than myself that needs this information, I'm going to still show up. I'm going to still show up. I'm not doing this for money. I don't make no money being on live. I make some money at work, but I don't make no money at work like that, right? Like I make enough funds to pay a couple bills, and I'm so grateful for that, to buy, people that legitimately need things. I'm able to provide for them. Like, okay, they don't know where to get the miles at. Okay, let me send them the miles. They're helping me. I make stuff like that. Okay, my kids need some uniform pants. I want to buy some pictures or some stuff like that. That's what that job does for me. Other than that, like, the stock market has been very beautiful to us. Okay, the stock market has been very beautiful. The inheritance that has been received, it's been a blessing. Let me say not beautiful, but it's been a blessing. The inheritance that has been received from my ancestors that have gone before me, it's been okay. I can, live off of that. We can live off of that. We can survive off of that. We make decent investments. Our the nonprofit is, a return on investment. It's okay. Everything is okay. The job is to help heal a collective. So I'm in there healing a collective. I'm in there taking notes of how to run a proper restaurant. Okay? What I want and what I don't want. How to handle certain people, how to handle certain events, certain things, how to deal with the state. That's what I'm in there learning. I'm not going to let nobody make me quit. We bow to the one who removes difficulties, beyond all difficulties, to the essence. We continue to bow to the doer of all, to the perception, and to the unknowable one. I don't know why. I don't know why I got to stay there, but obviously it's a reason. We bow to the extremely beautiful and extremely fierce. We bow to the establisher of the perceivable world, who is Modane, existence. We bow. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who is the power of Lord Vishnu. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides throughout consciousness and is known by the reflection of the mind. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of wisdom. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of sleep. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of the shadows of the real beings. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of divine energy. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of desire and thirst. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. We bow to the divine goddess existing in all, who resides in the form of forgiveness, patient forgiveness. We bow to her, we bow to her, we continue to bow to her. So, that is the end of our live of lesson number 4. We have homework. So, the homework is to place the yantra onto a white wall. We need a white candle in front of the yantra. We are going to do another 7-day candle. Okay, we are going to do another 7-day candle. And you want to make sure that you have a glass of water on the table. If you do not have a stone to place on the table, remember that a lot of things are of the earth. If you have a plant, if you can collect some flowers, okay? Flowers would be a great thing. We can refresh our flowers. We can get red flowers for her. Or you can do a plant, all right? If you have some incense, that would be great. I really want to put together some packages. I really want to put together some packages that include incense, that includes certain things for offering to my Durga. Okay? I really want to. Okay? This is one of my stones. This is the black tourmaline. A very protective stone. That I don't know why, but I've always felt like this is Cali energy in here. This is Cali, okay? I've always felt very close to that stone. I had it for years. But anywho, so if you have a stone, a black stone or a red jasper would do. Okay, a red jasper. A clear quartz or a clear quartz would do as well too. Any stone though, any stone. Amethyst is good for the crown chakra. Okay, any stone that costs you, the stone picks you. You don't pick the stone. Okay, that's another thing. So if you can't find a stone, or go into the earth, go outside, maybe it's a rock out there or something that you really just feel called to, put that one on your altar. You get what I'm saying? Put it on your altar. Don't forget the glass of water. You can light some incense if you feel called to light some incense, but the candle will help you with that air element as well too. Okay? The fire and the air element. There's a, you know how candles, you have the fire and then there's heat coming from the fire, okay? There's heat coming from the fire. So everything, all elements are connected in that sense. So we are going to do the mantra 108 times. Doom Durgaye Namaha 108 times. Namastasie, 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 Namo Namaha. We're going to do that at the end of saying the Doom Durgaye Namaha. Okay? After you chant the mantra 108 times, you are going to look at the picture of the yantra at least 5 minutes a day. If you want to do it longer, do it longer. Okay? Remember, she resides in the form of hunger and thirst this week. Hunger and thirst, desire. appearance. I'm sure that if you have not had any physical contact with her, by looking into this yantra, just even looking at it for 5 minutes a day, it does something to your third eye, to your pineal glands. It opens it up. Okay, it connects. There's a channel that's here. Next week, the next time we come on will be Saturday, May 3rd. It will be Saturday, May 3rd. And what we are going to do is we are going to go through 15 true wealth Indian change. through 21. We're going to do 15 through 21. So we will start at the form of social identity to change. Okay? Who resides in the form of social identity. The divine goddess existing in all who resides in the form of social identity. The divine goddess who resides in all in the form of change. Okay? So, this definitely is going to have a connection of changing our social identity. Okay? Very interesting. So, we will finish up then. And I will talk to you guys in a few, because I think I'm actually have a reading, but I am going to meditate a little bit before I come on and see about doing this reading. I am going to meditate a little bit and see if we are going to even do a reading. You guys will see me on here. I might just record the reading and then post it. I might just record the reading and post it up. Because I don't know if this reading is going to need a little editing. I might say something I don't want to say. I'm not sure. So I'm going to consult with my spirit team. I love you guys. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day on purpose. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to my moderator. Okay, Lori, thank you so much. Boo. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day on purpose. Have a wonderful day on purpose. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Don't forget to do your homework and let me know how y'all feel. It's something that I said I was going to put in the community tab. Oh, I'm going to put the yantra back in the community tab just in case y'all need to download it again or have it sent to FedEx to print. If you can't get to a printer, I will say that you can draw it out. Just kind of, really study it as you draw it out if you're a great studier. Don't forget these 3 lines here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? 3 is a very consistent thing with this, and you will see why. Again, this is the Sri Yantra for my Durga, DEVÜ Shanti. Thank you so much. Jai Ma Kali, Jai Ma Durga, and bow to Sri Sai. May peace be with all. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.